Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, November 28, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. And having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday. We're going to go into the applications and ramifications of how things got started with this civilization and what's happening in real time to it in the now. Many people all over the place have a lot of concern, and then all those of you who come to this meditation, and also thousands that listen to it and millions that listen to it repeatedly throughout the planet, it's our abilities as gods and bodies to be able to focus on certain things. Also, to have the confidence, trust, faith in ourselves and the universe, implicitly so that we can effect a change. We can circumvent things. We have no limitations. The only limitations that we have are the ones that we're programmed to have. And the programming is, of course, like I've said numerous times, other people's thoughts. When we come into these bodies, the little baby bodies, and we're open vessels, so we're programmed by mother, father, brother, sister, cousins, nieces, and all of it, strangers, acquaintances, throughout our lives. We are constantly being programmed. It doesn't end, see, it doesn't stop. And since we're such an empty vessel, it's easy to pump all that information in. And then our subconscious mind plays it back randomly throughout our lifetime. So we continue society, the social structure society, which is the human psyche, dictates to us in a programming way how to be, how to act, how to interact, how to associate, how to disassociate, how to communicate. I mean, it goes on and on and on. This is a data center. The societal structure of the planet is a data center. It is a combination of everyone's opinion or approval, disapproval of each other. That's how it works. And since we've been programmed into it, we continually follow the path of the social direction of the planet. Now, does it sound like maybe in a way we believe we don't focus on it, so we aren't really knowing that we're being manipulated? So what influences the social structure? There are frequencies and energies that influence the social structure of this planet and manipulate things. Very deceptive, but very well done because we don't detect it. Some of us get to a stage where we say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't really care to do this anymore. This isn't right. It doesn't fit. It doesn't sit well with me. You've maybe said that yourself, or others have said it. It doesn't sit well. Something's not right here. How many times have you said to yourself, something just isn't right here? That's a gut feeling. That's not social. That's the God within you trying to communicate with you. And through the heart mind, you get this feeling lower part of the body that just kind of, you really can't put your finger on it. But you know that something's not right. Just doesn't. And going with the heart-mind, which is connected to the gut, you say the gut, go with your gut, go with your heart. Usually, there's something to it. A lot of us will kind of pass it by. We'll look at it briefly and say, oh, well, never mind. Not a big deal. I just don't think something's not just right. It's not right. More and more people in this country and around the world are becoming more and more in tune with higher frequency. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know this, okay? But this civilization is being absolutely saturated with photon light energy, okay? The God, the pure consciousness. Many of us know that the truth in being, we're not talking about ice walls or flat earths or anything. We're talking about a collective consciousness on a vast scale, creating a photon energy field, which this solar system is passing through in this very now moment. It will take it roughly 2,000 plus years in order to do that. It might be more. It might be 3, 4, 5, 6,000 years. It just depends. Now, with this type of light source, and I'm talking about deep, eternal love light energy, which we're made of, the gods that we are in these bodies, it is the highest frequency and the most benevolent state, which doesn't mean it isn't powerful. It means that it is omnipotently powerful, off the charts. Nothing comes close to it, not even hatred. Now imagine that flooding everything on this planet, every planet in our solar system. And we have over 160 planets in this solar system. Yes, believe it or not, we do. And they're all being flooded with it. This is a massive field, way beyond most people's comprehension. This is assisting the elimination of the lower dark matter frequencies. That's what it's doing. How did that come to be? How did that come to be? Through the collective consciousness, which is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, we created it. The gods that we are created it. Because some things do get, and you've all experienced this more than once, they do get out of line. They get twisted or bent. And from time to time, they need to be smoothed out and straightened. And that's what's happening on this planet. We're all instrumental in one way, shape, form, or another of participating in the creation of this photon energy field and in the liberation of this planet. Now, it's not necessarily are a lot of people in tune with that, okay, that are connected with the God that they are, and understand that this is a temporary experience on this planet, because we will not stay in these bodies forever. We choose to leave or move on or incarnate into something else or to move into a higher frequency of existence. Now, when we look at this collectively, it begins to make a lot of sense. This is way beyond any surface activity on this planet. It's way beyond that. Now, those that are applying their skills in our favor are being bolstered with massive amounts of light energy. We're not talking about a flashlight, okay, not that type of light. This is a deep, eternal love light energy that basically is the creation of creation. And it lends itself at times to save planetary systems throughout the universe. This happens to be one of them. So people begin to experience agitation, lots of it. Some more than others, some less than others. The agitation is real. It's not man-made. And we're agitated by the actual love light energy that is saturating us, which we are within this body. Think about that. Every one of us, we are collective. We're one. It is presented to us on this planet and throughout the universes, or multiverse, however you want to describe it, is that we have a power that is an inexhaustible power. Doesn't drain, doesn't dissipate. It continually intensifies and expands. Constantly seeking out disturbance. The disturbance is lower dark matter frequency. When the lower dark matter frequency gets to a stage of controlling light frequency beings, that's when it needs to be eliminated, so that the light energy can expand and not be cocooned. Majority of the people on this planet are benevolent. That's our natural state of being. Not aggressive from the standpoint of conflict, destruction, and manipulation and deceit. What we do is we are not informed from birth on who and what we are. We're not given that opportunity. The only reason is because no one's been given that opportunity, so we repeat the similar things over and over again throughout existence, say lifetimes on this planet, and even in the planet. So how can you move beyond the programming on the planet where you have a child and immediately you begin to program that child from the aspect on telling them who and what they are in depth, and then helping them connect with who and what they are, and not the body. This is a whole different programming that has been basically taken away from the civilization a long time ago. And so when you anesthetize, so to speak, a civilization of gods, and you keep them retained or contained in a make-believe, energized matrix forever, so that they cannot discover who and what they are. And they will not be allowed to. But unbeknownst to many of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the civilization is overcoming that. We're progressing, period. And so the light that we are within these bodies cannot be stopped. Cannot be. No matter what the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies attempt, to orchestrate. And during that time, let's just call it, the civilization is ascending. Even the ones who are, as everybody says, asleep, even those, even them, because they too contain a God within them. Now, not as much as others, but still are. So we can literally focus our attention by going into the now, which is basically focusing on your breath, listening to the breath, being in a comfortable position, bodily-wise, and being as still as a statue. The purest, cleanest form of meditation there is. And when you're in that state, you're much more able to connect with the God that you are. Not in the ego mind. Many people throughout existence have tried through the ego mind. It just doesn't work. The ego mind doesn't care about who and what you are. It wants you to be what it believes you are, which is the body, which is this life. And all the stuff that it conjures up, which is additional programming for us. This is why you've heard the statement or suggestion made throughout existence, master your thoughts. Know which thoughts are yours and which thoughts aren't. Once you get to that stage of understanding without judgment, then you're able to just choose the thoughts that you wish to engage with. Because a thought is a thought. That's all it is. Until we take the thought, like we just pull a cloud out of the sky, we bring it to us, and we hug it, and we take that thought, we move it into form, and we bring it into reality, and then we experience it. So we give it energy, we move it into form, we shape it, form it into our reality, and then we experience whatever that reality is, whatever it is that we have created. Most of us have a tendency, because it's how we're programmed, that's the bottom line, to sway or move more in the negative direction. Even though it's been shared with us that whatever we focus on, we create. Now, if everybody on this planet really did know that and trusted that, had faith, confidence in themselves and the universe with that, what do you think would take place? We would focus on the things that we desired or wanted. Happy planet, clean oceans, clear skies, life, the planet completely teeming with life, as it once did a very long time ago. Shifting and changing the energetic patterns in our atmosphere. This is what we can do. People say, what can I do? Little old me. Well, little old you can influence millions of people. Look through our past on this planet. Right? Doesn't take long to figure out. Pick one out. One of us influencing and leading millions of us. That's the power of the gods that we are within the body. It's immeasurable. There's not a measuring device that's going to say, well, you're powerful, you're not. And because it's so connected in our society about what? Ego mind. Look at me, look what I have, right? Look what I get. You don't know who you're talking with. You don't know who I am. The reason we get angry is because of the ego mind's control over us. And the funny thing is about it, it isn't a negative. It teaches us how to master it once we learn how to leave it alone. It teaches us how to master it. And once we master it, then we use it as a tool. And then eventually it realizes that it's no longer needed, and then it's gone, because then we're in the now all the time, 24/7. And it's interesting because of the lack of confidence and faith and trust in ourselves due to the programming from childhood all the way into adulthood and beyond, where people, because we're very sensitive beings, obviously, and where people get hurt and, trauma happens and growing up in certain situations and they leave indelible marks on us. We don't know how to assist ourselves with those traumas. And those traumas are physical traumas, not God traumas. And those were created for us to experience. Because this is a temporary stay. It isn't permanent. We are endless, but we will not stay in the body 10, 15,000 years. We'll pick a period of time, and then eventually we will exit those bodies. We are omnipotently supreme beings that never die. And once this civilization alleviates itself from ego mind and then begins to embrace the fact that it is a God, that it is pure consciousness, that it is pure love light energy, without even a doubt at all, then you'll see a massive shift. But see, what we're experiencing right now on this planet is phenomenal. It isn't looked upon as doom and gloom. It's teaching us a lot of things. It's teaching us a whole lot of things. And we're experiencing this. Now, we really haven't, as a people of this planet, in a very long time, experienced anything like this. So it's an unknown factor, right? More and more people are embracing the fact that they're beginning to learn who and what they are. They're beginning to embrace themselves, love themselves, and start a relationship with the God that they are within the body. This changes the whole direction of programming. Many of us have gotten to a level of understanding, if you will, that says that, I don't believe in immersing myself in this society. And there's people like that. We call them rebels, whatever, mavericks. And they just beat to a different tune. And they're happy with that. As long as we are happy, genuinely so, not short term, not temporarily, like in the physical material world. Yeah, we experience happiness, and we also experience a lot of disappointment. But it's temporary. You ever notice that? It comes and goes. So the ego mind is constantly pushing to find more, find more, find more. And all along, we find it in the now. And not yesterday or tomorrow, but the ego mind exists in yesterday and tomorrow. It doesn't exist in the now. The mind chatter doesn't exist in the now. Period. So you go into a very quiet, peaceful, like you're in the center of this massive storm, unprecedented storm, and you're in the center, and it's peaceful, quiet, serene. Now the storm is what? The rat race. It's civilization. It's society. And it's kind of interesting because everybody's trying to be what? They're trying to be unique, special, out of the ordinary. And what happens is that now, when you're just ordinary, you're unique because everybody's trying to be unique. And not anybody's trying to just being themselves and being ordinary. Everybody's trying to be something they're not. Everybody's wearing masks. Lots of masks. And as we begin and continue to accelerate our movement into higher and higher vibrations and frequencies, more and more things will become clear, not from a judgmental standpoint, but from an understanding. Judging is ego-based. We really aren't interested in encouraging the ego mind any longer, as a people and as gods. We can shift. See, this is what's so mind-boggling to some people and others not. We can shift weather patterns on this planet with our intent and our focus. We can do a lot of things that we aren't doing because we don't believe. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't have confidence, faith, and trust in ourselves. Not enough, not 100%, and in the universe. Not yet. See, it is up to every one of us, excuse me, no one else. It is up to us to let go and experience trust for ourselves and this divine cosmic play, which we call life. When we let go, when you really do let go, and you trust what is and what will be, magical things begin to happen. This universe will start answering your every request because you are in alignment with what is, instead of trying to change, control, or conquer what is destined to be. And understand, if you wish, you can change your destiny. This universe knows exactly what it's doing. Never makes mistakes. It is divinely intelligent, vastly creative. What if the future was 100% perfect, exactly as it showed up, and there was nothing we could do about it? What if we could see the bigger picture of the next 100 years of our life and know that there was absolutely nothing we needed to change for it to learn what our soul came here to learn? How would it feel for any of us In the event, we could surrender to trusting the future all the time. Because when you're in the now, and you've chosen to be in now, you're focused upon that, and you understand more and more what it is being in the now. All this other stuff gone. It's an absolute. What do you mean it's gone? The mind chatter that we all have it. Right? We have this mind chatter. Over 60,000 thoughts booming in every single day. That's the noise, the mind chatter. And then we have suffering. When we're in yesterday or tomorrow, we suffer. How do we suffer? Disappointment, anger, a lot of things. Because most of the time, we're either in yesterday or tomorrow, not now. That's why there's so much confusion, so much turmoil. We all do it. We're not exempt from it. I mean, we all wander off into tomorrow. Even as we're getting up the very morning of the now, we've already wandered off into tomorrow. Or we find ourselves wandering off into the past. So when we begin to focus on the now on a regular basis, I'm not saying that, you could snap right into it and it's a done deal. I'm saying that your intent to begin to embrace it changes everything. Totally changes everything. I mean, in a very positive way. When you can look at anything in this material physical world and know that that is the God that you are, without a question, without a doubt. Absolutely. Total trust, faith, and confidence in yourself and this universe. We all know that the statement, the future is not set in stone. It is written in the sand, which ironically is what allows the mind to experience the energy of one area of worry in the first place. If everything was set in stone, there would be no way we could grow and have the grand experience of shifting from love to fear. So people say, well, how do you shift permanently out of worry mode in your life? Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, all of it. Well, you decide. Only you can decide anyway. No one's going to decide it for you. Only you can take an honest, deep look inside yourself and see what your personal worry issues are, what your stress, anxiety factors, everything are, usually centered around. Why are you so attached to these issues and not the other issues? Do you get that childlike curiosity? Get curious about the subtleties of this attachment and simply notice how it feels to be attached. I think we all know what it's like to be attached. So the next step is replacing our worry, stress, and fear with wonder and being curious about what these hurting parts inside us truly need. And after we find out what they are missing, love, trust, appreciation, gentleness, then let them feel what they need. Feel a sense of wonder inside about everything inside you. Constantly refocus your mind on being curious about what it discovers is true and real. Every time our mind goes into worry, stress, fear, anxiety, automatically replace it with wonder. It's just a simple switch. And the instant you begin worrying or stressing and fearing, the instantly you start, your life will become absolutely wonderful. Automatically replace it with wonder. Like you say, what's this all about? I'm curious. Why am I experiencing this? You'd be amazed on the transformation. You'll start to identify the fact that, I'm in the ego mind. Ego mind's got the grip on me. Not a big deal. Used to it. Had many lifetimes with it. But now I recognize it. I'm not judging it. So I step outside of it. I don't engage the ego mind. Okay? You just don't engage it. You're very curious as to why you're experiencing these feelings, these emotions, what they're all about. And you actually, by doing that, you begin to move yourself out of ego, mind, material, physical world, rat race, the whole 9 yards. You're not complacent. You've just shifted into higher vibrational frequency. And you feel really good about doing it because you experience it. And you start to see the transition. You experience the transition. And the more that you embrace leaving the ego mind alone, and that's when you're able to master it, and you embrace being in the now. I believe that one of the biggest hurdles for us on this planet is to honestly, completely, truthfully believe that we are omnipotently powerful supreme beings that never died, that are in this body, and that we're not the body. We're not the name. We're not our character. We're not our personality. We're not what we have. Any of that. It's all temporary. We are the God within the body. So we're the master and commanders of this vessel, believe it or not. Okay? It's no different than you're driving a car. You're the master and commander of that vehicle. It takes you where you want it to take you. You want to go fast, it goes fast. You want to go slow, it goes slow. You want to get reckless, it gets reckless. So it's up to you. See, you give it the power to carry you around. You give this body the power to carry you around. Obviously, you're the master mechanic. You're everything. And you say, I value this body, this vessel. It allows me to experience physical material life and to learn many things. Experience many things. Because experience puts knowledge to shame. You could have someone that's got all the book learning in the world, but if they haven't experienced anything, they're nowhere. Begin to replace things with wonder. Seriously. It is absolutely paramount for us as a civilization in moving forward. We've been stymied for a very long time. Most of us, not everyone, but the majority, I believe, know this in one way, shape, form, or another. That it's kind of it's an illusion that we're actually moving forward, but then we start to realize that we aren't. Moving forward is understanding who and what you are, not technologies. It's understanding who and what you are. It's understanding what your essence truly is. It isn't the body. And all of us, every one of us, contain the same. So nobody is better, more special, more this, more that, less this, less that, at all. That's society. That's ego mind. We are extremely powerful, beautiful, deeply, eternally loved by this universe on a continual basis, and we never make mistakes. Society says we do, but we really don't. What we're doing is experiencing. That's what we do as gods. We experience. We get ourselves a vessel, and we experience. So that's what we learn, right? So we are divine perfection, and so we strive to go to even higher levels of divine perfection. We are the only thing that is real, the gods that we are in these bodies. Everything that changes is an illusion. It isn't real. It's just here for us to experience. And who are the creators of all of this? We are. We are the creators of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. There isn't something out there that is watching us, okay, that's going to punish us, that's going to do bad things to us if we don't obey. We're it, okay? We're the saviors. We're the light. We're the love. We also are the hate. We're the destruction. And the more of us that wake up to the fact that we are not the body, we are the God, and the body is a wonderful vessel for us to maneuver in the physical material world so that we can experience laughter, tears, joy, bliss, sense of accomplishment. We can see the gods that we are in the mountains, in the oceans, in everything. That beachfront is the God that I am. If you say that's a beautiful beachfront, you've missed understanding. This is where the civilization is headed. And it's just basically when we decide we want to head there. Or be there. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. The inner path of healing you is the only way to discover total freedom. Explore what it's like to choose to heal yourself everywhere you go and whomever you are with. Make the commitment to be with you today and find inner peace with what you cannot. This is your special sacred healing day. Wherever you go today, pretend that you are continuously merging with this loving energy and healing experience. Stay connected throughout the day by saying, I am whole, healed, and complete. Focus on receiving the most nourishing, peaceful, and healing energy you can fathom. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Wednesday, November 29, 2023, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you or outside of you.